Why is every single Manchester United game like a drama script? Like, honestly, man, Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1, 3 points in the bank. Boy, did we need that. Boy, did we need that. We're now up to 7 points, 1 point behind Chelsea on 8, 2 points behind Arsenal with the game in hand, obviously, tomorrow. But, on paper, it doesn't look as bad now, right? But Man United fans, let's not get carried away. Let us not get carried away, please, please. It was a slugfest. It was a slugfest. 2 red cards. Just, it looked like in the game I just watched, it looked like two desperate teams. Do you know what I'm saying? And we all know who was more desperate. So, Man United fans, let us not get too carried away. Started off with a moment of madness. We kicked off. We actually were playing very well for those few introductory minutes, which led to Robert Sanchez just bugging out. And Sanchez, I was literally giving you your praises midweek for your performance against Bayern Munich. You're a crash out, man. Long ball from Bayern there, flick on from Sesko, got up very well, and Burmo one-on-one with the keeper, and Sanchez just took him out, and Burmo's touched it past him and he's taken him out. And I just don't understand why Sanchez hasn't just tried to save the one-on-one, to do something rash like that so early in the game, getting sent off. It was just such a poor decision. And then after that, obviously it was a free kick, not a penalty, so we didn't manage to convert. But then after that, Maresca, the substitution choices, what's he chosen to do? He's taken off Esteval to obviously bring on the substitute keeper in Jorgensen. But then he's taken off Pedro Neto to bring on Tosin Adarabioyo to go three at the back. So the decision to take off Pedro Neto was a strange one for me. I just felt like, Pedro Neto is such a dynamic player. Left foot, right foot, gets up and down the field, quite press resistant, very comfortable on the ball. So to bring on the keeper after taking off Esteval, you've already brought off one attacker. So then to take off another and bring on Tosin, I thought was kind of strange. But after that, we do go 1-0 up with Bruno Fernandes, commotion in the box, crosses come in. I believe it was Patrick Dorgu who rose up very well to flick the ball on, and then Bruno Fernandes, I think it was Tosin or was it Chalobah, one of the two, and just keeping Bruno on fractionally onside, and Bruno tucks it away, and yeah, goes off to celebrate in his passionate way like he always does. And then obviously it's at the time, in the moment it looked very strange, but obviously it seemed like Cole Palmer pulled up with a groin injury and he was also taken off for Andre Santos. And then after that, Casemiro gets a goal for us. Another similar type of scrappy type of goal, ball's gone in, proper like old school set piece type of headed goals. Like that's how we're scoring right now. And um, yeah, Casemiro gets on the end of it, and he does love a goal against Chelsea. That is his third goal against Chelsea for Manchester United. So shout out Casemiro for that. 2-0 up, and then Casemiro undoes all of his good work by getting 2 yellow cards. The first yellow card, definitely a yellow, but the second yellow card, I really don't think that's even a foul. Like, yeah, I know he's got the hand on the chest there for a moment and might have a pull in action, but is that game's gone. Game's gone if that's a foul, like for real, like, he's got round, he's got the ball, and I just don't feel like that was really a proper pull in action for him to get another yellow card. But again, Casemiro, why are you going? Why are you doing that? Why are you putting yourself in that position when you know you're on a yellow? Why did you get the first yellow in the first place? And you know, Casemiro, I'm a Casemiro admirer. I'm a Casemiro defender because so many people hate on Casemiro nowadays. But you know, I think he definitely should be in our squad. But times like that, brother, you're letting me down. You're letting me down, and you could see Ruben Amorim on the touchline. It was just before the first half was ending, and he was furious about it. So at halftime, he makes a change. He makes a change, and unfortunately for Benjamin Sesko, he was the sacrifice for Ugarte to come on to shore up the midfield. Now it was 10v10, and Benjamin Sesko did have a decent first half, and you almost had that feeling, could Sesko get his first goal today? But unfortunately not. Today is not the day he got taken off at half time. And then, yeah, Ugarte comes on, and then it's really a case of 10v10 now. How's this game going to go? Because in the first half, we were really dominating as expected. But then 10v10, you know, Chelsea really came out a lot more, you know, had a lot more attacks, and time and time again, you know, Reece James getting into those pockets, and then, you know, he was putting in some dangerous balls from that side. And also then when Malo Gusto came on, he was also doing the same from the left hand side. And eventually, I believe it was from a corner, perhaps. I believe it was from a corner. Um, Trevor Chalobah with a proper good header, like proper certified header. Keeper's not really gonna stop that. Really good, and makes it 2-1, and then it's nervy from then on. It's nervy from then on. But we were able to see out the game. Some great defending. Maguire, Maguire had a very good game. Ruben Amorim, I'm really not understanding this whole thing. Every single game you're bringing on defenders mid-game. Why not just keep the back three as it is if it's doing well? Because Yoro came on, and Yoro was the person that was right next to Trevor Chalobah. And if you ask me, shout out Yoro, by the way, that's my guy, but, you know, huge prospect. But if Maggie's there, Maggie's heading that out. I do believe that. So why take Maguire off when he's having a good game? And then, I mean, to see out the rest of the game, you know, De Ligt was defending very well. So shout out to De Ligt. Shaw actually had a good game as well. You know, I was very critical of Shaw in the Manchester derby, and I still do believe that, you know, because he's on 200 racks, that Shaw should be one of the players we should be looking to move on, especially with his injury record. But he did play very well today. And yeah, we managed to see out the game, and because of how the game went, 10v10. And to be fair, Chelsea then did bring on some substitutions like Tyreek George, like Bano Gittins. Garnacho couldn't get on the pitch because I genuinely thought like this was going to be a huge game for Garnacho. I really thought if Garnacho got onto that pitch, like I said, he's an emotional player. He'll do everything in his power to prove Ruben Amorim wrong, and didn't even get any minutes. So we'll have to wait for the return of Garnacho on the field against Manchester United. And again, this is why I can't get too happy about these. In fact, I'm not even happy. I'm just like relieved that we got 3 points. You know what I'm saying? But Kobe Mainoo getting dog minutes, 87 minutes. On the 87th minute, that's when he's come on. And I just think, bro, Kobe Mainoo can't get into this team. Kobe Mainoo's the dog minute guy. Like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe this. But hey, 3 points, 3 points. I'll take it. We'll take it. The table standings don't look that bad anymore. I think we're like eighth or ninth. But in points wise, we're really not far, even off the top of the table, or not the top of the table, but second in the table. 3 points from second place in the table, 2 points from fourth. Are we able to build some momentum now? Is that something we're able to do? You know? And to be fair, there was even a lot of frustration because at 2-0 up, we could have made it 3-0, we could have made it 4-0. There were so many times we were 3-1, 2-1, 4-2 like so many times, and we just we just didn't capitalize. And it's just that complacency. And the chance that really comes to mind is when Bruno Fernandes was in on goal. Sesko's laid it back to him, and then rather than pass it to Ahmad, which is the easiest option, the most clear option to do, he's tried to reverse, like, reverse the ball back to Sesko. And you can see maybe, trying to get Sesko his first goal in that first half, but, just do the right thing, just do the easy thing, do the sure thing. Get that ball to Ahmad, and get Ahmad off the mark, because Ahmad hasn't really started the season off greatly either. But little bits like that are super, super frustrating because, you know, 2-0 up, everybody knows 2-0 is never safe. So we need to find that instinct to be able to kill off games. And that is what will build our confidence. That is what will build our momentum going into future games. Because my thing is about this win, about the Burnley win. We're not winning convincingly. These wins, yeah, I am relieved for the 3 points. We needed those 3 points. I've spoken about how the standings look. They're not that bad, but you have to look deeper than that and understand that we haven't won a game convincingly this year. We're just we're just in we're just in, you know, dog scraps. Like that's what we're in to get these wins. And it will be nice if I can actually see the team have a dominant performance, a dominant win, and that's what I will be hoping for next game. But listen, man, let's see what happens. Like, comment, subscribe, people. You know, listen, strap up and buckle in, man. We'll see what happens on the next part of this ride. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, salute.